looking at the potential that is actually available in the country, because just now you were making reference to the fact that during the dry season in Nigeria, a lot of food supply is going to be coming from the north to service the south, which in its sense actually is a kind of an opportunity depending on how you look at it. If you were to be looking at Nigeria holistically, which means because we have more than one type of climate, it means that we are able to really not only feed ourselves, even feed other people outside the country. And this should happen all year round. But of course, it requires a bit of investment. Okay, let me not say a bit of investment. It requires a lot of investment to really make the Nigerian agriculture function. Because we need to produce the food. Just now, you also made mention of the fact that there is a lot of food wastage in the country. And this is true because we produce a lot of these food crops, which at the end of the day do not end up in the market. And of course, we all know this. If we are Nigeria and we care about Nigeria, we understand what is happening in Nigeria. We should understand that there is no good road network that connect the farm to the market. In the sense that the farmer that is producing this crop need a channel to be able to take the crop from the farm to the market. And this is where I really wanted a clear-cut understanding of what the government is doing. Because if they want to really make sure that the farmers in the country survive and they survive the competition, they must make sure that the facilities are there, that the resources they need are there, that the research are there, that when the food are produced, that they're able to get to the market. There is a lot of things that need to be done to make sure the Nigerian farmer are able to benefit from what they are doing. Otherwise, we will continue to import because these things are real and they are really, if we get it wrong, the people will continue to suffer.
Yeah, let me just say something. In fact, I wanted to jump in and I'm jumping in now with respect to well, what you said. You said what has been done, because remember that it's not just, there are things that has to be done in the short term and there are things that must be done in the long term. So we need to know. So, and the strategies, of course, to improve this situation must have to be on income, improving the incomes of farmers. And whatever that will be done for them to have their own income has to be done. And of course, when people in the space of agriculture or in the face of farming, if there is no income, how will they get it? So and of course we know that employment and enterprise opportunities for the poor people most times they are regarded as weak, in agricultural. Let's tell ourselves the truth, because even when you get to the rural areas, to the villages, to the remote places, you find out that their major occupation is farming. Yeah, and of course, improving of gender equality, reducing the negative impact of climate change and environmental degradation. What I had mentioned before with respect to knowing the causes of that, because the flood issue is an environmental issue. Yeah, and what was supposed to be done by putting maybe some infrastructure to control the flood was not done. And we know that there's this place in that place, I think, is Anambra South area. That place is quite agrarian and they produce a lot for people food. So how can we eat? And people are going back and forth, without food. And I don't know really how people are really managing themselves out of this situation, because it's really, really difficult, I tell you. So, and Nigeria has always been characterized, by high reliance on food importation. That's what Nigeria has always been known. And malnutrition has been recorded to spread in the entire country, especially the rural areas. And of course, we know that it touched on the vulnerable persons, with chronic food shortages and erratic food supply. And we had noted about, food safety issues with respect to food, poor quality foods, and high food costs also. Of course, all of these total are totally resulting to lack of food. So now we must have to um, encourage the government, because their role in providing food security can touch on promoting domestication of uh, domestic production, yeah, of food to meet with the demands of the growing population, because population is getting. Look at the high birth rate and high mortality rate at the same time. So there is need to provide minimum support prices for procurement and storage of food grains,